Hi, hello. Good morning. Happy Monday. It is Monday, March 9th, as I'm filming this with my birthday being close. When you're actually seeing this, when I actually post it, it will be closer to my birthday. I'm not actually releasing this on my birthday, but it'll be very close to my birthday. Woohoo. Be turning 24. So I decided to spend the week prior to my birthday with y'all reading books from favorite authors of mine. I do have a bit of a lineup in my head of what I'm thinking of doing for this vlog. That could change at any given point. This isn't set in stone. This could change. The lineup that I have in my head could change, but I am still focusing on my physical TBR because that's what I need to get down. Also, at some point this week, I will take you guys through my bookshelves as I just do a unhaul because I need to. I want to get one more unhaul done before my birthday, because for my birthday I just want to go to Barnes and get books because I have not bought any books since December. That is how focused I've been on my physical TBR, plus doing 75 to booked. One of the rules was a book by Dan. And so yeah, one of the things that I want to do for my birthday, I know for a fact, is just go to Barnes and get books that I'm excited for, because I can look at my shelves and I can pinpoint a couple that I'm just not excited for, thus meaning they are just taking up space on my shelf. And that's not a good idea for me. It's just to have books take up space on my shelves. Anyway, I did start the first book for this vlog last night because it is a bit of a chunker. Kingdom of the Feared. Kerri Maniscalco is one of my favorite fantasy authors. I've read the first two books in this series, Throne of the Fallen and Throne of Secrets. I have not touched her Stalking Jack the Ripper series yet, but I really want to. That's the thing, I really want to. And I know she did come out with a new book in the Prince Sin series that I also really want. I started this morning, well, last night, and then continued it this morning. So last night I only got to chapter 10. Last night I got that far, and I am now on chapter 16. I am still really enjoying it. I love this series. I love how Kerri writes, so I will happily read her books, which is why I want to get into her Stalking Jack the Ripper series. This is the first book of the vlog. We will, at some point this week, do a sweep through my shelves and unhaul stuff. I put in 2 little free libraries because that's what I prefer to do with the books that I'm unhauling, is put them in little free libraries around my town so that they can eventually be found and read that way. But yeah, we will do that at some point this week. We will just be reading from favorite authors of mine, thus Kerri Maniscalco. I will not tell you anything really about this book because it is the third in a trilogy. And I also, just in general, don't go into detail too much about the books on this channel. I just don't. That's just not my thing. I don't do this to review books. I just do this for fun, to read books, to talk to people. I might be able to finish this today, if not, definitely tomorrow. We'll see. But I will update you guys later when I've made more progress in this. Hi, hello. It's been a few hours since I last talked to you. It was like 10 a.m.-ish when I started this vlog, around there. It is now a little after 4 p.m. I have updates, obviously. I just got out of the shower, hence the damp hair. Kingdom of the Feared. I finished it during my second session today for 75 booked. I actually really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 5 stars. This does finish out a trilogy for me, and I definitely will be continuing reading whatever Kerri Maniscalco writes. I do have Throne of Nightmares, the 3rd book in the Prince of Sin series, to eventually read as soon as I get my hands on it. And then her whole Stalking Jack the Ripper, I can also move on to that at a later date, when I have the first book in my hands. I finished this and I really did enjoy this. What I'm going to be reading next for this vlog, since we are reading my favorite authors for a week, because I want to treat myself and I'm allowed, we're actually reading Dream Girl Drama, the 3rd book in the Big Shots series. This one has really pretty sprayed edges. Yeah, this is going to be the third book in this series that I read, but this will be the second book of the vlog. Other than that, this morning I relaxed a little bit as I was waking up after my morning session today. Then after my second session, I actually, because it's like 70 something degrees in the Midwest today, damn near 80, I decided to go on a walk. I should preface this with I don't work out often. Like, I rarely ever work out. This is the first time that I actually chose to go on a walk alone, and I don't even know how long. Went on a walk down, or up the hill, then down the street to the convenience store, grabbed a couple of things, and then walked back, because when I walk, I like to have a goal of where I'm going, a destination of sorts, so I'm not walking aimlessly, though I could definitely do that, but I would get distracted, probably lost. So I did that this afternoon after my second session of the day. Came home, took a breather, relaxed for a little bit, and then hopped in the shower so that I didn't feel quite so sweaty. Currently, my hair is now drying, and I think today I will take you guys back to my room and we will go through my shelves and unhaul some stuff, because I keep seeing the books that I want to get rid of, and I would just like to be able to get that done so that it's not weighing down on my mind, needless to say. We're gonna go do that now. As you can see, stacked in my reading chair behind me, I do have a good pile of books to unhaul. Most of what I unhaul are books that I'm just no longer interested in, or I've read and I can't see myself continuing the series kind of a thing, or they seemed really cool and interesting at the time that I picked them up, but now that some time has passed, they don't really interest me much anymore. So yeah, that's kind of the thing here with these books. So we are going to go through and I will show you guys all of them. And what I end up doing with the books that I unhaul, like I said in the intro clip, is I just go around to little free libraries in my town and drop them off there so that they have a chance to find a new home. So let's just go ahead and get started. This winter, I read it, but I don't need to keep a novella around from the Heartstoppers series. Though I will be replacing and getting new editions of like the rest of the series to prepare for volume 6 coming out in July. But this is the first one I'm getting rid of. A poetry collection I just kind of lost interest in. Come on, all you ghosts. I have here 3 different Jodi Picoult books. I used to love Jodi Picoult, but I've just kind of grown out of her writing style because, I don't really need a reason. But we have Handle with Care, Perfect Match, and Plain Truth. The Lady Rouge, this sounded interesting when I bought it. Again, this is one of those things that sounds interesting when I first pick it up, but after some time has passed, I've realized that this doesn't actually interest me as much as I thought it did. An Education in Malice. I did technically start this, I did take my bookmark out, and I got a good chunk of the way in one random night that I just sat and read in my bed, but I have not gravitated to it since. I have not tried to pick it up again since. It's gonna go to a new home. The Passage, this is one that I picked up at a used book sale, and again, this is another one that at the time it did really interest me, but now it just doesn't, and I'd rather not keep books around that I'm not interested in reading. We have the entire Shadow and Bone trilogy. I did read the first one, but then I went all of last year without reading 2 or 3, and I just kind of lost interest in the series in general, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of these. Malice, this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and normally I do like fairy tale retellings, but this is one that I actually did get out of a little free library, and I haven't touched it, like at all, since I brought it home, so I'm just going to put it back in a little free library for someone else to enjoy. Zenith. This was a book that I bought because it was a booktuber's debut novel that I really enjoyed. Nothing against this book, personally, but I think that now, since enough time has passed, if I do want to actually read it and read the entire duology, I'm just gonna get it in paperback because they are more than likely both out in paperback at this point. So that's kind of where I would go with this now. So we're gonna go ahead and give the hardback a new home. The Love of My Afterlife. This one has been on my monthly TBR, I think about 3 times. since I've bought it and it just never ended up being read. The premise of this sounds absolutely interesting to me, but I just have so many other books that I want to read that I just never gravitate to this. I Heart New York. This is another one that I just got at like a thrift store. I think I actually got this one at Goodwill. Nothing necessarily against this one. This is one that my boyfriend found for me at that Goodwill. And it sounded interesting at the time, but the premise that I've heard of is basically just her falling in love with the city, and I really don't want to read about that, especially since I've never been to New York. If I had been to New York, there might have been a higher chance of me actually reading this, but I've never been to New York. This is one of the books that my boyfriend gave me when we were cleaning out a bunch of his stuff because he thought that I would find it interesting, because I believe this is probably indie published, I would assume. Recruitment. This is like a dystopian type story. Nothing against dystopian type stories, but this doesn't really interest me as much as I thought it would, and it takes place in the year 2042, which does not seem that far in the future from now. This was originally published in 2018, but now, given the year that it is 2026, this just does not, the year 2042 just does not feel very far away, and that's kind of scary, but I don't see myself reading that. Shatter Me. I really enjoyed this book. Don't get me wrong, I really did, but I just cannot see myself continuing on with this long series. I will probably read This Woven Kingdom, that series, because that series is coming to an end and it won't be however long this series is, but I just don't see myself continuing on with Shatter Me, so why let this sit on my shelf and collect dust when I could put it in a little free library for someone else to enjoy. This was really cool when Conrad initially found this for me in St. Louis. This one really interested me when I first bought it, but I just can't see myself reading it now, so I'm not gonna keep it, even though it is really cool. And then finally, I do have the graphic novel edition of one of the Dark Tower books by Stephen King. I am gonna go ahead and also get rid of this one and donate it, because I would just rather have the original paperbacks of all of them instead of the graphic novels, because I don't know how easy or hard these are to find, so I'd rather. Those are all the books that I am gonna go ahead and donate. This weekend, me and Conrad will go around to little free libraries so that I can put these in those so that they can be enjoyed elsewhere by other people. I will update you guys later when I have something else to update you guys on. Hi, hello, happy Tuesday. It is the afternoon now, and I have started in on Dreamgirl Drama. I'm 121 pages in, chapter 10. I don't have much in regards to thoughts right now. I'm sure that will change later on as I continue on. I don't think this is going to end up being my favorite Tessa Bailey in this series because it is stepkids. Granted, they are adults, but this is probably just not going to be my favorite one in the series, which is perfectly fine. I will continue chugging along on it, and I'll keep you guys posted. And now, before I forget, the babes. Happy Wednesday! I have quite a bit to update you guys on. First, I finished 2 books yesterday and started another one. The first book that I finished yesterday was actually King of Greed by Anna Huang. I don't have a physical copy of that right now because I did read that on my Kindle. The picture of cover will be on the screen somewhere. But I did read King of Greed, or at least finished that yesterday, and I really enjoyed it, gave that one 5 stars. In other news, I also finished Dreamgirl Drama yesterday. I did start this yesterday, as you saw in my last clip, and I did end up finishing it. I gave this one 4 stars. I will definitely continue on with this series because Tessa Bailey books are just so easy and quick for me to fly through. The ending felt a little rushed in my opinion, so that's the only reason why this isn't a 5-star. Perfectly fine, not every book that I read is going to be a 5-star. This morning, however, I did start Road Trip of the Vampire. I absolutely love this author and her writing. I have enjoyed this series immensely since I've started it. I am now on chapter 15. I did have a bit of a slower start this morning because it has been raining on and off all day, and it has been so cozy because of it. So I did have a bit of a slower start this morning with reading, but now that I'm in it, I am really enjoying it. I forgot how much I love this author's writing, and I will definitely be looking forward to whatever she releases in the future because I just really like her writing style, and I loved the first 2 books in this trilogy, and I cannot wait to see how this 3rd one ends. I also did a bit of a bookish crafty thing today. I did have to fight with my thermal printer to figure out the sizing for it, but I bought these like a PDF of the little tickets, bookmarks that have been going around on Etsy. So I finally figured out the sizing to get them to actually look right on my thermal printer. I'll just go ahead and show you guys one by one. And I did also laminate these with packing tape so that they didn't be so flimsy. They're also stuck onto cardstock. Now I have 8 of these adorable little ticket bookmarks that I've seen floating around on Etsy for a bit. Now I have a set of 8 of them. Those are the 8 new bookmarks I have to add to my collection of them. So the plan for the rest of the night, it is Wednesday, so that means that it is Survivor night. So that's what I will be watching tonight with my mom when she gets home from work. Tonight I'm also making a go-to recipe in this household of smoked sausage and tater. It's quite literally very simple. That is the plan for tonight. Other than that, the plan is to continue reading Road Trip with a Vampire. Really loving this, really enjoying it. My boyfriend Conrad has actually read the first book in this trilogy, My Roommate is a Vampire, and he liked it. I don't think he loved it as much as I did, but he did enjoy it, and he will eventually continue on with the other 2 books in this trilogy, but that's just not high priority for him. But I know that he will eventually read My Vampire Plus One is the next one in that. He's in the middle of a lot of series, so am I. It's fine. But yeah, that is the update that I have for you. She's adorable. I love her. Hi, hello, it's Friday. I didn't update you guys literally at all yesterday. That's perfectly fine. But I am here to close out the vlog now on this wonderful Friday. We are going to go through all the books that are read in this vlog. And I will quickly at the end tell you what I'm currently reading and give you a little bit about my vibes on that and how I'm enjoying that. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into everything that I read in this vlog and what I ended up rating everything. We started off the vlog with Kingdom of the Cursed, and I gave this one 5 stars. This finished out a trilogy for me, and like I said earlier in the vlog, I will definitely be continuing on with her writing style and what inevitably she ends up writing and releasing. Then on my Kindle, we did finish King of Greed, which may be over here, by Anna Huang. I did give that one, I believe, 4 stars, if I'm remembering correctly. Her books are just very easy for me to get through, and I always really do enjoy reading her writing style and what she writes. Then we did finish Dreamgirl Drama. As you guys saw, I did end up giving this one 4 stars. My only real qualm with this was that the ending kind of felt rushed a little bit, and like it didn't really have much time to really process everything that was going on, because a lot of this book, it was we shouldn't be doing this isn't right. And then the ending of it was very rushed, and I feel like that it could have just been like a couple more chapters of trying to figure this out, and essentially a couple more chapters of him trying to get her. Because I just feel like she took him back way too soon, way too quickly. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, the 2 books, well, this next book I did tell you guys a little bit about when I was like halfway through, but then I just didn't tell you when I finished it. Road Trip with a Vampire. Last time I updated you guys, I was on chapter 15. I have now finished this, and I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. She does have another book coming out in October this year, so I will definitely be reading that one. This was really funny. I'm used to her books being kind of dual POV a little bit, but since he had amnesia for like most of the book, it did end up being just solely in her POV, which was an interesting take. I gave this 5 stars. I did like the fact that this one had 4 or 5 chapters of him trying to get her back before they finally got back together. So finally, the last book I read for this vlog that I didn't give you guys any updates on, no information on, Rebel in the Deep by Kate Robert. This is the 3rd book in the Crimson Sail series. This is a polyamorous 3-person relationship where one of them is non-binary, and it was such a quick read. This is like 317 pages. I read it in the span of 2 hours, give or take, and I absolutely loved it. I gave this one 5 stars. Kate is one of my favorite authors for really spicy escapism stories. This one did have a bit of a slower burn to it because our non-binary character in this one was a little hesitant to get into anything with both of these characters, or with the other 2 characters, because of the fact they are a non-binary, and they just didn't know how to approach it right away. So they were the only person that was kind of holding everything back, but once they all figured that out, it was wonderful. Before I end off the vlog, I'm going to give you guys an update on what I'm currently reading, how far I am into said current read. So my boyfriend Conrad came over last night for dinner. We were just having French toast and he wanted to come over and have some, so we did. And right before he left, I had already finished Rebel in the Deep before he came over. So I didn't know what I wanted to read next. And so I looked at my monthly TBR, found the 4 that I have left that I hadn't actually started, handed them all to him and told him to pick one. And he picked The Entanglement of Rival Wizards. I started this morning and I'm loving it. I am on chapter 13. This is a fantasy romance and I'm absolutely adoring it. Just the banter itself has me giggling. I do have another book by this author, but it is a more Christmassy book, so I probably won't be reading it anytime soon. But she has 2 more books coming out this year, so best believe I'll be reading those, and I will eventually read the Christmas one that I have as well. She has the 2nd book, Duology, coming out in April, and then I believe later this year she has a Greek mythology / Percy Jackson-esque story coming out. I believe that comes out in November, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen much about it because she's been doing a lot of press for the sequel to this one for obvious reasons, because it's the one that's coming out next. Wanted to pick it up for a while. I've had it on my shelves for a little bit, and I've just haven't had the chance to read it. But now that I'm reading it, I'm happy that I am. So yeah. Those are all the updates that I have for you guys, and that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. By the time you're seeing this, I should be recording or getting very close to recording another vlog of just spending a couple of days with me for my birthday. I'm just turning 24 soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. I should be making a whole hell of a lot more content in general this year. I know I haven't been the best at that, but I should be making more content in general. If you guys just want to see weekly reading vlogs, do let me know in the comments if you just want to, what you want to see more, long form, short form. That is the end of this vlog. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!